Hey guys, thanks for joining me. This is Angie at Chicken Scratch. This is the project we're making today. Okay, so we are using the Dino Days bundle. That includes the stamp set and the dies. So stinking cute, right? This is using box number 3 template, so this will be available over on my website. It is free. You can print that off. Let me give you the measurements of the cardstock and the designer series paper. So we're using Pretty Peacock. This is one of the new in colors, and this measures 8.5 by 6. Then I've got some Whisper White for the dinosaur here, and another piece of Whisper White for the greeting. The greeting piece measures 1.5 by 15/16. So cut your paper first at 1.5, and then at the 15/16. Or either way, whatever's easiest for you. And then the Dino Roar Designer Series paper, I have 3 pieces that measure 1 7/8 by 1 7/8. And then I have one piece that measures 1 7/8 by 7/8. Okay? So let's go ahead and stamp our images. That way we can set them aside to dry. I am going to use my Stampin' Mat today because we're using photopolymer, and that is very helpful when you're stamping an image such as this dinosaur that is a full image. I'm using Old Olive ink for the dinosaur, and I'm just going to take the image and ink it up. Okay, it looks like it's inked up really well. Now what I want to do is stamp it, and I'm going to hold it for about 5 seconds, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, now on this piece right here, we're going to stamp the greeting, and that is using Pretty Peacock ink. And this one we don't have to hold down because the greeting, it's an easier easier image to stamp, I should say. Okay, now we'll give all those time to dry, and we'll get the Simply Scored scoring tool, and we'll go ahead and start making our box. Okay, so I'm going to place it on the 6-inch side, which I like to call that the portrait side, and I'm going to score it at 2 inches, and then turn it and score it on the other side at 2 inches, okay? Then I'm going to turn it on the landscape side, which is the 8.5-inch side, and I'm going to score it at 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay, now let's fold on the score lines. I am going to use my bone folder. Okay, I'm going to show you the template again. I'm going to show you 2 templates. So this is the one that I made with the cardstock, okay? And then this is the one that's free over on my website. So I'm going to explain it to you really quickly. So it says remove shaded. So you remove the shaded. You're going to add your adhesive on here and on this one, okay? You're going to score these at 1 inch. And we're going to do all this. I just want to kind of explain the templates because I've had a couple questions. So I just want to cover how it's going to work. So again, it says remove the shaded. Let's score on the dotted. You can see the dotted. And then cut on the solid lines. So you can see that this matches up. The only thing I couldn't do was add that little scallop edge up here at the top. Okay? So let's get our scissors. And we're going to remove the side. This is the 1/2-inch side, okay? And then I'm just going to slightly angle cut this. Now down here, I'm going to cut up to the score line on each of these score lines. And while I do that, I wanted to address a question. I had someone ask me if I was going to make templates for all of my past boxes. I am, but I'm going to make them with new product. So I will eventually have a template for all the boxes I've made, but I will be remaking the project. So I won't just throw up a template without a video, okay? So now we have this 1/2-inch side over here. So you want to remember that because that's the side that you want to scallop the top. This is our new Delightful Tag Topper Punch. It is a little different from the scallop one. It's a little prettier, I think. Okay, so I'm just going to center this in there. So I've done the one closest to the 1/2 inch. Now I want to skip the next one and do this one, okay? Same thing, you're just going to center it in there. Now we want to get the Simply Scored scoring tool out again, and we're going to line this up with the 1 inch mark, and we're going to score. You have seen this box before, but a smaller version. Okay, so I'm going to line it up, and I'm actually going to fold that down. It makes it a little bit easier. Make sure this over here is touching at the 1 inch. Okay. Okay, I'm going to add some tear and tape to this side right here. And then remove the backing. Okay, that's the back of my box, okay? So I'm going to turn that so that that's the back. And that means this is the front bottom. I'm going to flip it over and add my tear and tape here. Push that out of the way. I'm going to bring the sides in, bring the bottom over, and then that over. And there is my box. So this is the back again. This is the front. I'm going to fold the sides in. Oh, and it looks like I cut off my my little tag. I didn't do that good. So just remember, make sure when you're putting that in the punch that you take it all the way to the edge. So I didn't do that. It'll be okay. We'll just make that the back of the box. How about that? It really doesn't matter. You can't really see it once you line that up. So we'll just keep it that way. Okay, so now what we're going to do is set this aside for a minute, and we're going to get 12 inches of this. Let me show you what it really looks like. This is the Pretty Peacock scalloped linen ribbon, and all I did was trim off one of the scallops. So you can see this was from my sample. So now I'm going to use this side, and I'm just going to remove the scallop, and then we're going to cut it in half. So then we're going to have two pieces that measure 6 inches. It's been a few days since I've done a video. We went to the lake this weekend to clean the house and get it ready for our company for the 4th of July. I'm a little rusty right now. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to cut it in half. Like I said, that was 6 inches, so, or 12 inches, and this is two pieces that measure 6 inches. So now I'm just going to thread this. And you can see that 6 inches is, of course, way more than what you need. So because this ribbon isn't two-sided, meaning that one side is just linen, and then this side has the color. So that's why I'm using two pieces, so that I can get both colors in here. Hopefully that makes sense. I'm going to take my linen thread now, and I'm going to tie a bow. Then I'll trim those ends. Okay, so here comes the bow. I was trying to tie a bow earlier this morning, and I couldn't get it to save my life. I was like, oh, I'm going to go upstairs and have some breakfast. That's all it was. I was hungry. I couldn't get it. Okay, so now I'm going to trim the ends of the linen thread. And then I want to trim the ends of this. So you could get by with shorter than 6 inches, but it gives you a little bit more room to tie your bow and everything. Isn't that cute? Okay, so now let's add our designer series paper. I'm going to get my silicone craft sheet. I'm going to turn over the designer series paper, and we're going to add liquid glue. And I really wanted to use this other side of the paper, the side I'm putting the adhesive on, but that's like my favorite pattern, and I'm like, you know what, I'm going to force myself to use my least favorite, because then you can see the value of the entire pack of paper. And I actually think that the dinosaur actually matches, the T-Rex matches this paper very well. I always choose paper too, really, sometimes on like what ribbon that we have. So I was pretty limited on old olive ribbon. There we go. So there's the paper. Now let's go ahead and add our greeting. So I'm just going to take a little bit of liquid glue again. Well, come on, I just had it open. There we go. Okay, so just a little bit right there on that side, and then just add it so it's hanging over just a tad. And now we'll get the die, and we'll cut him out. Okay. Okay, so I'm just going to place him up here and line this up. He's a pretty easy one to cut out. Okay, so now there's our little guy. Isn't he funny? I'm going to take 2 Stampin' Dimensionals. I didn't cut him exactly straight, but it'll be okay. My kids were really into dinosaurs when they were young, so this is just brings back so many memories. Okay, so there they both are. Pretty cute, right? Don't forget the free PDF over on my website. It has a picture along with the box template number 3. Have a great day. Bye. In fact, I don't think we have twine. I can't say the word.